Well, good evening. We're back again. More beer reviews. It's night 2.
Exciting beer reviews tonight.
Exciting. I'm not sure if we're going to do
What do we got left?
2 separate videos.
Ooh.
There's quite a bit in there.
Got some goodies. Definitely have some good beer.
Well, let's start at the bottom.
Well, we're already giving away what this review is going to be. It seems like. So let's start with the bottom.
We've talked a lot of trash. Now it's time. The gold standard of America, which is not great. Bud Light.
This is, first of all, let's describe our experiences with this beer. This has maybe the worst taste out of a can I've ever had.
In a bottle, it's not bad. On tap, it's okay. But out of a can, I don't know what they do, if it's a different can or a different process.
I love how it says here. Always brewed using the choicest hops. Best barley malt and rice. That's not true.
Choicest. 500 gallons of beer and they're like, hop. Just one. Okay.
Let's see if this gets a better grade than Natty Ice did.
What did we give Natty Ice?
I thought we have to go back and look at the film. But,
yeah, I don't even remember our scores from last night.
But it was in the 4s.
Yeah.
It was definitely in the 4s. Oh man. It looks, I don't know if you can tell, it looks like water coming out of here, as it should. What's the alcohol content in this bad boy?
Like 4.
That's gotta be like 4. 4.2, just like Coors Light. I mean, it's not just like Coors Light, but cheers, my friend.
Cheers. It's super cold, and that always helps.
But it's got that weird flavor on it. For me, I don't know what it is. It has a weird, like, sweet flavor on it. I just can't figure out what the hell that is.
Is that the corn syrup they put in there or whatever?
I mean, it's just not a good. That's man. I know we talked a lot of trash, but that really is not good.
I think I actually prefer the natural ice fucking malt liquors thing that we drank last night.
Too.
At least that was crisp.
Yeah, this. I'm trying to be fair.
It is pretty cold and it is fresh and bubbly. So I mean, it's like as best as it could be out of a can.
Yeah. So with nicer beers, for those of you that don't,
I'm getting the flavor
maybe
now.
know.
When it's super crisp, you don't get it, but after it kind of warms in your mouth a little bit.
And with good beer, get the flavor. Let it warm for like a minute or two. Not exactly room temp, but this should be as ice cold as possible when you drink it, and it is.
Like I said, the only time I drank this was at the Angel game. Excuse me, when cans were $5 and that was the cheapest beer there, and it was just
Were they
whatever.
these bad boys, or were they 12 ounces?
No, they were just regular $5 for 1 can of Bud Light was a deal.
And that still kind of is a deal.
Yeah, at an Angel game, we're like, yeah. So I remember paying like $15 for like a tall boy of like Modelo or something like that, like a mid-grade beer.
There's worse beers than this for sure. We don't have them with us. We'll do it next time. I'm giving this, honestly, man, I'm going to leave room for worse. I'll go like 2.3. It's the worst beer I've had.
I don't know. My
I've
mom,
had a lot of these.
I always drink these at my mom's house because she has them around. A hot day at the pool, barbecuing kind of thing. And 3.8.
That's generous.
Yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of a soft spot for it, I guess. But yeah, 3.8. I would much rather have that natural ice thing that we had yesterday. That
Foster's too. Rather have Foster's.
Foster's. I mean, there's so much. The thing is, if Bud Light was like $9.99 for like a 30 block, like if it was just an insane deal for beer, I think it would have that going for it. But it's really not any cheaper than Coors or Miller, which I really like.
So like when Costco did their own version of Bud Light or Coors, it was like a 48 pack for $20.
Yeah, like if it was like that, I'd get a 48 block, the giant where it takes 2 people to fucking carry it.
Kirkland Light.
Yeah, and it was like $19.99. Bud Light might be okay. I'm having a big party with a bunch of people. I don't care. Buy that, but it's the same price as other beer. So why would you get it?
Okay, so you know what this is good for then? This is beer pong beer.
Beer pong beer.
That's beer pong beer.
Or, I know a lot of people like them for the Michelada style beer where you put the clam juice and stuff in there, the tomato and the spicy stuff.
I can't do it, man.
I've never been a fan of those. if someone hands one to me, I'll get it down.
Yeah.
But I think maybe the flavor kind of mixes with the client. Maybe it's a musty flavor. Maybe it works with that, but just as a regular beer, it's not. You're gonna have a hard time finishing it. I'll probably have to finish it.
You might have to take down the big boy on your own. That's like half can.
I can do it. Like I said, I have a little more tolerance.
I think I said 2.5 or 2.3, one of the two. I think I said 2.5. I'm gonna stick to it.
Yeah, well, your first score is it. So.
That's it.
3.8. I mean, it's for me, it's passable. I'm at a party, someone hands one. I'm like, okay.
But what is with that sweet taste? If anyone watching knows, it's like a weird sweet.
It's like a weird sweet musty flavor.
I don't know what that is. I don't like it.
Kind of like if you cracked a beer, like a Miller or something, and it sat out for 2 hours and got kind of warm and flat, and you drank it and you kind of got that kind of stale beer, like musty flavor. It's like that, but cold. I don't know.
I mean, if I'm at a party like Matt said, cooler full of them, I'm not going to say no, but I might not have a bunch. So yeah, I'll say, I think it was 2.5.
Well, if it was free, I'd drink a whole bunch.
Yeah, maybe, right?
To be honest, free beer is always better.
And as always, as we said last night, encourage your listeners and viewers. Send us requests.
If it's some microbrew where they made 50 bottles of one type of beer
rough.
in Texas, you'll have to send it to me or something. I won't be able to find it.
We'll look for it. But
we'll look for it. But, a name brand, something you can go to like a normal grocery store. Excuse me. Or maybe even something a little harder to find I could probably find.
It's going to be like Steel Reserve or Hurricane or some trash we're going to be doing next. You know it.
Steel Reserve, well, the Steel Reserve, and it's like it's a cheap beer. It tastes like Bud Light, a lot like a regular Budweiser, but it's like 9.5%. That is the roughest hangover. I remember it was like a 3-pack of Tall Boys of Steel Reserve, and I bought them because they were cheap and they were strong. And, that's equivalent of 6 beers, and I drank them over a night. Like, I think I started drinking them at 5 and had my last beer at 10. So it's not like I pounded them. It's equivalent of 6 beers. It was such a terrible hangover. And at 9%, really quite strong. That's like 12 regular beers.
That's higher than any beer we had last night.
Yeah. And, it's so cheap. Yeah, I think Steel Reserve. We got to find some Old Milwaukee. Pabst, of course.
We'll do them all.
The legendary. We'll get through them. I mean, there's going to be like 50 people that watch these videos, and that's fine. So, all right, well, we'll see you guys next beer.
Thanks for tuning in.
There we go. All right, we're back. Another beer review for you, folks.
It's a heavy hitter. It's a good one. Supposedly a good one. Founders.
Lizard of Koz?
I don't know who it is.
Koz.
Yeah, Lizard of Koz.
Lizard of Koz. Imperial Stout brewed with blueberries, chocolate, vanilla, aged in bourbon barrels. 10.5, so this is like drinking wine.
This is our heavy boy for the night.
This might be our second to last beer review.
Should we look up what the Untapped review is on it?
No. We poured it. I haven't tasted it yet.
We haven't touched it. We smelled it.
It was red when we poured it in there. It smells like wine because of the fruitiness, and the oak barrel makes it smell like wine, whiskey, and beer. Like all the alcohol categories mixed into one. So this is either going to be epic or terrible. So
you can smell the sweetness, but I can also smell the booze in it. So cheers.
Oh, yeah.
Chocolate, definitely.
Blueberries, then the chocolate hits, then the beer, and then the oak whiskey after flavor.
You definitely get the after flavor of the oak whiskey. It's almost like when you're drinking whiskey, you get the little aftertaste. I don't mind it. I can definitely taste the chocolate in this beer for sure.
I think there's just too much going on. Blueberry, chocolate, oak barrels. You guys can tell already. I am not impressed. Yeah, I think it's a little much for me.
It's a sipping beer.
You know what though? I sip it and I just want to drink it to get rid of it. Honestly, I don't like it.
I dare you to chug it.
No. Like chugging wine at 10%. No, it. Oh, Yeah, I'm having a hard time with this one, dude. This one's you.
Mm.
I killed the rest of the Bud Light because Pat hated it so
I
much.
fucking hate Bud Light so much. All right, well, let's get the scores, and then I know you have a story for.
This is still
for
better
all
than the
viewers.
worst beer I've ever had. And the worst beer.
This is not bad.
It's better than the worst beer I ever had, but the worst beer I ever had was also very expensive, and I'll tell you guys a story about that.
I mean, I didn't even bring my favorite brewery beer up here.
It's
So we'll do it again.
my favorite. The Brewery. It's what's called The Brewery. There's one in Orangeburg, kind of close to where we live. Is Mischief.
That's good.
Mischief is it's almost like a Hefeweizen, and it's an unfiltered beer, but it's got a lot of kind of sweet notes, but not overpowering. It's almost kind of creamy. It's really good beer.
So what about this? Don't you like?
I think there's just too much going on. Like when I want a beer, I want a beer. And IPA is like strong bitter beer. The oak barrel stuff is like strong beer, but oak barrel. This is like the blueberry, the chocolate. And I've had chocolate porters before, and I've had some like fruit flavored beers, but the fruity beers are generally more like a lighter beer. So I think the heaviness with the fruit and the chocolate, it's just too much going on. And to be quite honest, I get a little bit of whiskey flavor, which
At the end.
I'm not a whiskey person, so I think that's what's turning me off.
I think for me, it's if they went like chocolate with vanilla and left it without the blueberry, this would have been better.
Yeah, this was like beer by committee.
This is blueberry chocolate vanilla, right?
Yeah, brewed with blueberries, chocolate, and vanilla in bourbon barrels.
They should have just kept it without the blueberry, I think. It didn't need that much of a sweet kick. Yeah, I can taste the chocolate a lot. But then the blueberries has this weird, it's just not, it's not my favorite.
It's a complex beer, and I can appreciate what they were doing, and it's a quality beer, so that does go into the score. So I'm going to give it, you're going to hate me, a 6.1.
I don't hate you for that.
It's not something I would buy or drink. It's something I'm glad I've tasted, but it's just too much going on. Like, it can't make up its mind.
Like, I would have rather ordered the Stone beer that we rated pretty high last night.
That Stone was
It
amazing.
was a really good Stone.
Yeah, I'm having
I would take that over those.
the initial flavor is hitting me weird, kind of like a cheap whiskey hit on me. And I can do expensive whiskeys, but when I was 21, I drank a whole like half a bottle of Wild Turkey, and ever since then, any kind of brown
Ooh.
liquors I have a hard time with, even almost 20 years later.
It's just
So-
some of those, man. Some of those stories.
So like a single malt Scotch or something, yeah, I can drink that. But like a Jack Daniels or just like a cheap like bourbon whiskey stuff, I can't do it.
I give this a 6.5.
Yeah, this, I won't call it disappointing now that I see what it is. When I see vanilla oak barrel, like if they left the oak barrel out, like I think they just did too much, and it doesn't necessarily work.
I don't like the blueberry taste.
I think the blueberry is off.
I would rather have had strawberry chocolate vanilla.
Raspberry and
Or
dark
something like that. Yeah.
Raspberry and dark
Dark
chocolate
chocolate
is
is
one of the classic combinations for a
Yeah.
reason, because of the tartness. Blueberry just,
I'm not a fan. This is a 6.5. It's better than a lot of the stuff
how
we
much
drink.
was this beer?
Too much. It was too much. And it was like $16 for the bottle.
I get it for limited run, you know.
But yeah, but I would never rebuy this beer.
No.
Don't do it. Buy their session. Founders has a really good session beer.
Their session beer is good.
It's
Founder.
really good.
Yeah.
Their all-day IPA, I think is what it's called. It's super good.
Honestly, I'm just getting like a little, not vomit or throw up, but just kind of like,
I don't know if we can get through this one. I don't know if I'm going to...
for an expensive beer, this is, honestly, I would much rather like, it'd be much easier for me to drink Bud Light or a heavy IPA.
Oh, you have a little bit left.
Yeah, I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna nut up or shut up here. I'm gonna take it out. But yeah, I'm gonna have to eat or drink something in between because it's such a bizarre flavor. I think it's gonna.
You gotta get rid of it. It's gonna taint the other beer.
I'm gonna go eat some potato chips or something.
Oh darn.
Yeah, we had tri-tip left.
I put it away for steak and eggs tomorrow.
We had an amazing tri-tip.
Thanks to this guy.
Yeah. A little spicy. I put a little much cayenne on there, but it was good. It was right level.
So 6.1, 6.5.
I appreciate the quality and what they were trying to do. It was just too much.
So you would say this: if you're at Founders Brewery and you hadn't had it, you get a taster and be like,
you get a
not the worst. I'd never get it again.
a flight or
I've
whatever
had
they
it.
call it.
Yeah, a taster. I'm done. That's all I need. This is too much. I might just chuck this. Honestly, it's not that good. It's a lot.
Okay.
That's a lot.
All right. Well, we'll see you in a little
Or I'll
bit.
chug it. Who knows?
We'll see it in the next. We'll see you next beer, folks.
Yeah.
This thing doesn't work to shut it off.
You know what starts it? There it is. All right.
We're back. We got through that expensive abortion.
Wow, that's rough.
That was not great.
So get that dark blue one. It's a goodie. In fact, I've never
Firestone Flyjack Hazy India Pale Ale, 96 calories, so it's going to be lighter.
Citrus flavors, so it's going to be
citrus
good.
flavor, hazy, crisp. I think this is promising.
I like hazy IPAs. They're my favorite beers. Firestone, I've never had one of their hazies before.
Firestone, I always think of 805 and tri-tip
Look how
sandwiches.
light that looks. That looks almost like you're pouring a little, because it's like a hazy, so it's not filtered.
Well, if we had actual clear glasses and frosted mugs and shit.
It would be good with camo because we're in the wilderness, dude.
Well, we're also at a fucking shack in the woods, and this is what we got, so give us some slack.
So what's the alcohol in this? Does it say?
5, I'm guessing.
4%.
Really?
It's the lightest beer we've had.
4%?
It's less than a
Bud Light.
Bud Light. Bud Light. Smells good. Give it that right away.
Yeah, I think after that one, we wanted to go with, like, a legit, straightforward beer.
We literally dipped Doritos in like
nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese dip. Con queso dip, yeah.
We're like, we need something to cleanse our palate, so we had Doritos and nacho cheese.
We had trash to get rid of that. Yeah. We had to.
Yeah. All right.
Cheers, my friend.
May all your disgraces be private.
Oh yeah.
It's so light for an IPA.
Oh yeah. That's good.
Little bitterness, IPA stuff.
You get the IPA. You definitely get the IPA. You definitely get the hazy taste, but it's light.
Not in a bad way. It's like a watered down IPA. Like, say you had a friend or a wife or somebody who's into beers. By the way, you want to get your wife into beer. I found starting with a Hefeweizen, a nice sweet creamy Hefeweizen with an orange in it or something, like a Blue Moon. That's usually a good gateway beer.
Yep.
That's usually a good way.
Right along with that.
If someone's like, well, I'll try an IPA, this would be a good one to, like, a good introduction beer.
Yeah, if you want them to drink Stone in a year from now, give them this.
It's very light.
This
almost,
is good.
I almost hate to say the phrase watery, but not in a bad way. It's very just smooth, easy, not super bubbly.
I'd like this a lot. It's a good, easy drinking beer.
This is a beer you can have more than one of. Some of these beers, like, you feel like you can cut it with a knife and fork. There's a million bugs out here tonight. Some of them will carry you off. So, like that spider we saw last night was like this big.
Okay, so we say that, but Matt will show you guys. We'll post the picture.
I'll put it in the video to show you. But
big old wolf spiders out here. They're babies. Like, maybe they're not going to hurt us, but they're giant.
Yeah, they're like, you know, literally legs across a wolf spider, big hairy guy this big. And apparently he ran between my legs and I didn't even know it.
I didn't say it because I wanted to freak out.
I would have screamed like a little bitch. It would have been great, actually.
Wolf spider.
Spill the beer. I would have been like, what? Until I saw it. You know.
When I showed you last night, you're like, oh, dude, look at that. You see him? It's huge. So that'll be fun to show. But this is a good beer. I'm going to the 7s with this beer.
Yeah, I'm thinking 7.3.
I'll agree with you. I think it's a 7.3. That's a good beer. I would love to see what we rated the IPA from yesterday. But this is.
I was in the 8s with that.
I probably was too. So this is
the other Stone we have. I was the FML.
Yeah.
That
fear more lions or whatever.
Fear more lions, but fuck my life.
Fuck my life. Yeah.
This
is a good beer.
This is good. The rest we have honestly are all in the 7s. They're all the 3 we have left are winners.
Never had that Golden Road beer, so we'll see.
It's a Golden Road. Well, you guys will see.
I got a Sierra Nevada in there.
Yeah, Sierra Nevada always puts out good stuff.
That's a hazy one too. It's a light one. This is good. I'll go 7.3 with you, man.
7.3?
That's a good score. That's a really good beer.
All right.
See you guys in a few.